I paid my parents' rent for 5 years. Then they gave the house to my jobless brother.
Hey, welcome back to Story Glory. Here, I'll share submitted stories, Reddit posts, stories I find on the net, as well as a few of my own. If you like the story, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. In today's r/entitled parent story, a son spends years supporting his struggling parents, only to watch them reward his lazy brother with the house he kept them from losing. The entitlement is absolutely unreal.
I, 29M, feel like the biggest sucker on earth. For the last 5 years, I've been paying my parents' rent, $1, $200 a month, on the house I grew up in. It wasn't even a question at the time. My dad had lost his job during a round of layoffs. My mom's health started going downhill fast, and they were on the verge of eviction. I was only 24 at the time, barely out of college, working my first real job in IT, living paycheck to paycheck, still drowning in student loans. But I couldn't let my parents lose the house. I just couldn't. So I started sending them money every single month. Without fail, I picked up freelance gigs, skipped out on buying a car, stayed in a crappy apartment with roommates, and even dipped into my emergency fund when things got tight. My little brother, Zach, 26M, on the other hand, did absolutely nothing. He still lives at home, has never paid rent, doesn't help around the house, and won't work any job unless it's something he feels spiritually aligned with. He's been everything from a failed crypto day trader to a part-time life coach with no clients. And every time I asked my parents why they let him coast while I was working myself into ground to help them, I got the same answer. He's just going through a phase. You know how hard it is for boys to find direction these days. Meanwhile, I've been missing holidays, saying no to trips, and busting my ass to make sure the mortgage and bills were paid. I even got them a used car when their old one died. Never once asked for repayment. I just wanted to do right by my family. Fast forward to last month. They called me over for what they said was a family meeting. I honestly thought maybe they were going to thank me. Maybe they had finally realized how much I'd done for them. Nope. They sat me down and told me they were transferring the house into Zach's name. Just like that. No warning. No discussion. Just, we've decided. I genuinely thought they were joking at first. I laughed and said, "Wait, what? You're giving him the house?" My dad looked at me dead serious and said, "He needs stability. You're doing well now, and we know you'll be fine on your own." My mom chimed in with, "This house has always been his safe space. We want him to feel grounded." I sat there stunned. I reminded them that the only reason they still had the house was because of me, that I had paid them over $70,000 over the past 5 years, that I had literally sacrificed my financial freedom, my time, my energy, all so they wouldn't end up homeless. They looked at me like I was being greedy. My mom actually had the audacity to say, "This isn't about money, sweetie. It's about love and support. You of all people should understand that." That's when I realized they never saw what I did as a sacrifice. They saw it as an obligation, something I owed them because I was the responsible one. I asked Zach what he thought about all this. He just shrugged and said, I've always kind of seen this place as mine anyway." I left. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I just walked out of that house and blocked them all for 2 weeks. They've since sent me messages saying I'm overreacting, that I'm tearing the family apart, and that I need to come around and be happy for Zach. Apparently, I'm punishing them for making a decision that's best for everyone. Nah, I'm done being the safety net, while my lazy brother gets rewarded for doing nothing. If they want to bet the house on Zach, they can live with the consequences.
Now for the update.
Well, I said I was done, and I meant it. After I posted the original story, I went low contact. I didn't block them outright, but I stopped responding to texts and calls. I needed space. I needed to stop feeling like the family workhorse. About 2 weeks after I cut off communication, my mom left a voicemail in tears. She said they were having a tough time, and that Zach isn't quite adjusting to the responsibilities yet. I ignored it. Then my dad texted me. It was short and to the point. Zach's already missed the first mortgage payment. Can we meet to talk? So I met them for coffee, not at their house, which I now refuse to step foot in. And no surprise, they asked me to help out just for a couple months until Zach figures things out. I told them no, calmly but firmly. I told them that I had already paid for that house 5 times over, that if they wanted to gamble on Zach, they should have been ready to lose, that I was no longer going to fund their poor decisions or Zach's lifestyle. My dad tried guilt-tripping me, saying, "He's your brother." To which I replied, "And I was your son when you threw me aside like I didn't matter." That shut him up. Then came the kicker. About a week later, I got a message from someone I didn't expect. Zach's girlfriend. She apologized for reaching out, but said she saw my post. Apparently someone in Zach's circle figured out it was me and wanted to talk. Turns out Zach had lied to her too. He told her the house was a gift from my parents and that I had moved away and didn't care about the family. When she learned I had paid the bills for 5 years, she was livid. She said she'd been pushing him to get a job, but he kept making excuses and playing victim. She ended the message by saying she was leaving him and thanked me for opening her eyes. So now Zach is alone, jobless, and apparently defaulting on a mortgage. My parents? They're shocked. Shocked that Zach didn't magically grow into a responsible adult the second they handed him the deed. They've been trying to backpedal hard. My mom even said, "Maybe we acted too quickly. We didn't mean to hurt you." To which I said, "But you did, and now you're living with the result. I'm not going to sue or try to reclaim the house. I'm not that petty. But I'm also not going to be part of a family that rewards leeches and punishes loyalty. As far as I'm concerned, they made their choice, and now they get to live with it."
When entitlement runs this deep, it's no wonder families fall apart. Would you ever speak to them again? Or is this a bridge burned forever? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for tuning in to Story Glory, where every story leaves a mark. If you enjoyed this one, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tales that captivate, inspire, or just make you think. Got a story suggestion or something to share? Drop it in the comments. Until next time, keep the stories alive.